I'm just off out for my daily exercise, which means it's a good opportunity to catch up with Esther. So far in Esther, King Xerxes has been showing off all his greatest possessions, and then he decides to show off his greatest possession, which he thinks is his wife. She says no, though, which is a bit of a problem. That's enough to get a dictator very angry, and so she loses her place as queen. That means that King Xerxes is looking for a new queen, and that's where we pick up with chapter 2. If you've not yet read it, then why not pause the video and give it a quick read before we go any further. Well, first of all, the king needs to make a choice on how he is going to replace his queen. And so with his advisors giving their suggestions, he decides to gather the most beautiful women to his palace in order for them to be part of his harem. And from this beauty pageant, having been given all kinds of beauty treatments, he will select the one that pleases him the most in order for her to become the queen. So he now has another choice to make. And now we're introduced to two characters in the book, the two main characters of the book, finally. It is Esther and Mordecai. Mordecai is from the tribe of Benjamin, we are told, so he is a Jew. And Esther is actually his cousin, who he has adopted after her parents died. And so we are introduced to these two who have a choice to make as well. Will they reveal their identity as Jews? They decide to conceal it, and perhaps this was for fear of discrimination. Well, Esther, being an attractive woman, is taken into this beauty pageant. And what's more, she pleases the king the most, and so she is made the queen. Although God is gone from the book, he has not forgotten his people, as he's still working out his purposes. He has brought one of his people into this position of authority in order to save his people at just the right time. While all this is going on, Mordecai is sat at the king's gate, and he overhears a conversation, a plot, in order to kill the king. He does the right thing and informs Esther, who then informs the king of this plot. And as it is discovered that it is true, so Mordecai's name is written down in the history books in order for it to be uncovered at a later time in God's purposes. Well, we all have choices to make in life, choices to do the right thing, to make the right decision, and all of this to God's glory. And he may be using some of those choices to work out his purposes, all for his glory, as he seeks to save a people for himself in Jesus. We also all have natural attributes. Some of us might be beautiful like Esther. Others of us will have other different gifts. But all of these are gifts from God. And that should keep us from being proud about what we have as our natural attributes, and also to use them for God's glory. So God was using the natural attributes of Esther, in her case her beauty, in order to work her into the right position for his purposes, the saving of his people, which we see of course most supremely in Jesus. He was also using the right choices of Mordecai in order to allow Mordecai a right position for just the right time. He was even using the very bad choices of King Xerxes. And that is because God is sovereign. He's able to use all of these things for his glory, for his purpose in saving his people. Well, like the video if you want to, subscribe to make sure you know what is coming next, and hit the bell notification icon as well. And join us next time for Esther chapter 3.